Life isn't fair, and here's the truth no one wants to talk about. Being middle class can feel like a blessing, but it's often a trap. People dream of the American dream, the house, the car, the family and vacations. But in reality, the middle class lifestyle comes with a hidden price tag. And most people don't even realize they're paying it until it's too late. Think about it. Society tells you to go to college, get a stable job, buy a house, and drive a decent car. It's the blueprint for a successful life. But what they don't tell you is that this so-called success often comes at the expense of your financial freedom. For starters, let's talk about the house. The middle-class dream home isn't just four walls and a roof. It's a 30-year mortgage, property taxes, maintenance costs, and endless upgrades to keep up with the neighbors. And that's just the beginning. The car? It's rarely paid in full. Instead, it's leased or financed with interest, of course. But here's the kicker. The middle-class lifestyle is built on a foundation of debt. Credit cards, personal loans, student loans, car payments, they pile up faster than most people can pay them off. And the worst part? Most of this spending isn't even about needs. It's about keeping up appearances. Think about how many people stretch their budgets just to have a newer car than their neighbor or to host the perfect backyard barbecue. It's not just spending, it's social signaling. But that signaling comes with a cost, one that eats away at your ability to build real wealth. So, while the rich are investing in assets that grow their net worth, the middle class is stuck paying for liabilities that keep them in the same financial spot year after year. It's a cycle. And unless you recognize it for what it is, you'll stay trapped in it, living paycheck to paycheck, even with a good salary. Most people don't even realize they're stuck. They think they're doing everything right, following the script society handed them, but that script is designed to keep you comfortable, not wealthy. Let me ask you this. Are you living for your goals, or are you living to meet other people's expectations? Let's break it down. Here's the problem with the middle-class script. It prioritizes comfort over growth. Sure, owning a house and driving a nice car feels good in the moment, but these aren't assets, they're liabilities. They take money out of your pocket every single month. And when you're busy paying off those liabilities, there's little to nothing left to invest in things that actually grow your wealth, like stocks, real estate, or starting a business. The truth is, the middle-class lifestyle often locks people into a cycle of dependency. Dependency on their paycheck, dependency on their credit cards, and worst of all, dependency on a system that wasn't built to make them rich. But what about the things we don't see? The hidden costs of trying to keep up with a middle-class image can be just as damaging. Think about subscription services you barely use, expensive holidays you take just to post on Instagram, or shopping for clothes because everyone else is wearing it. These things don't make you richer, they make you poorer mentally and financially. The saddest part? This lifestyle is sold to us as the ultimate goal. The shiny car in the driveway, the house in the suburbs, the kids in private school. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with wanting these things, the question is, are you sacrificing your long-term wealth for short-term comfort? Here's where it gets tricky. The middle-class trap isn't about making bad decisions. It's about being convinced that these decisions are the right ones. Society normalizes debt. It celebrates overspending. And it pushes the idea that your worth is tied to your possessions. That's why so many people feel the need to constantly upgrade their lifestyle the moment they get a raise, rather than using that extra income to invest or save. But here's the good news, you can break free. You don't have to follow the middle-class playbook just because it's what everyone else is doing. In fact, the key to building real wealth is doing the exact opposite. Step 1. Stop thinking like the middle class. Don't buy things to impress others. Instead, focus on buying things that generate income. Ask yourself, will this purchase make me money or cost me money? If it's the latter, think twice. Step 2. Start small but start now. You don't have to abandon the middle-class lifestyle overnight. But every dollar you invest in an asset instead of a liability brings you one step closer to financial freedom. The middle-class trap is real, but so is the way out. The question is, are you willing to see it for what it is? Or will you keep playing the game thinking you're winning, while the system quietly takes everything you have? The choice is yours. Breaking free from the middle-class trap requires a mindset shift. It's not about rejecting comfort altogether, it's about redefining what comfort means. Is it driving a luxury car today, or is it knowing you're financially secure for the rest of your life? Is it owning a big house with a hefty mortgage, or is it owning multiple income-generating properties that pay for your lifestyle? The middle-class dream isn't inherently bad, but if you're not careful, it can distract you from building real wealth. The secret is learning to live below your means while investing the difference. It's about making intentional choices, even if those choices don't align with societal expectations. Here's the reality. Wealth isn't about looking rich, it's about being rich. And being rich doesn't come from chasing every shiny object society waves in front of you. It comes from discipline, patience, and a willingness to prioritize your future self over your present desires. So, take a hard look at your finances. Ask yourself, are you buying things to impress others, or are you building a life that aligns with your goals? Are you stuck in the cycle of liabilities, or are you creating a portfolio of assets? The middle-class trap doesn't have to define you. It's just one version of the game society plays. But once you see the game for what it is, you can start playing by your own rules. And when you do that, you don't just escape the trap, you build a life of freedom, choice, and true wealth. The question is, are you ready to stop living the middle-class dream and start building your own? The path might not be easy, but it's worth it. Because at the end of the day, real wealth isn't about how much you spend, it's about how much you keep, grow, and pass on. And that's a future worth investing in.